What if tomorrow you wake up and you can do something impossible? And not just you, everyone, every single person on the planet. A random superpower, just for one day, and then tomorrow it's something new. Think about that alarm clock. BZZZT. You reach for it, and instead of hitting the button, you phase your hand right through the nightstand. Across town, someone's morning coffee brew turns into a flock of confused sparrows. Down the street, a guy brushing his teeth suddenly hears the entire emotional history of his toothpaste tube. It's not a good morning. It is, in fact, the most confusing morning in all of human history. The first thing that breaks isn't things. It's our brains. Our fundamental agreement with reality is canceled. We all kinda assume, that today will work like yesterday. Gravity pulls down. Fire burns. Toasters toast. Not anymore. Now, every sunrise is a complete reset on the rules of being a person. That guy with the emotional toothpaste? He's not going to work today. Nobody is. The first wave of chaos is just accidents. Pure, dumb, horrible accidents. People who get super speed and trip over their own feet going to get the mail. Someone gets heat vision and gives themselves a nasty sunburn trying to read a menu. The real killer? The morning commute. Imagine highways filled with people who might, at any second, become intangible or grow giant or start emitting uncontrollable gamma rays. It's over. Roads are parking lots of metallic confetti and very confused, very large commuters. Airports? Shut down before lunch. One pilot develops X-ray vision mid-flight and has to be talked down by a co-pilot who, that day, can only speak in perfect Morse code. It's not a battle for order. It's a struggle against total, screaming randomness. So society freezes. What's the plan? There is no plan. By the time any leader tries to say, stay calm, they've probably just turned their podium into a block of cheese. Police? Useless. The officer responding to a burglary might have the power to talk to goldfish. Hospitals are swamped. But doctors can't diagnose a fever when the patient's body temperature is literally changing color instead of degrees. The systems we built, all of them, assumed a stable human being. That assumption is now a joke. But then night falls. You sleep, and you wake up new. Again. The cheese podium politician is back to normal. The goldfish whispering cop is fine. But they've got new, weird abilities. And this daily reset is where the slow, strange adaptation kicks in. Humans are stubborn. We try to find patterns where there are none. I slept on my left side and got super hearing. I drank orange juice and could fly. None of it's true, but the rituals give us a tiny illusion of control. A huge black market pops up for things to keep you awake or knock you out so you can try to time your power for when you need it. Maybe you're a night shift security guard who desperately hopes today's power, let's say, creating force fields, holds out until your shift ends at dawn. Now, here's where civilization really starts to bend. Look at our world. It's built for consistency. Think about an apartment building. Fire breaks out. The old plan was, take the stairs. Now, Mrs. Chun on the 5th floor can fly today. Mr. Davies on 3rd is made of living stone and is fireproof. Little Leo on 10th has turned into a sentient cloud of glitter. And everyone else is just stuck. You can't plan for that. You can't design for that. So cities empty out. Not all at once, but slowly, surely. Too many wild cards in one place is a recipe for disaster. People move to smaller towns, to rural areas. You form tight little groups. Because survival isn't about what you know anymore. It's about what you got today. And what your neighbor got. It's a forced, daily trade economy of miracles. Your power might be useless, you can make any object slightly sticky. But your neighbor might be able to purify water with a touch. You trade your stickiness for help sealing a leaky roof. They get your help. Everyone gets clean water. Old money? Worthless. A billionaire's daily power might be the uncanny ability to find lost socks. A farmer might get telekinesis for a day and harvest their entire field before lunch. Turns everything upside down. Technology doesn't disappear, but it gets simple. Really, really simple. Let's go back to cars. Why do they vanish? Okay, picture this. A family is driving. Mom's at the wheel. Halfway to grandma's, her new daily power activates. She becomes a living magnet. Not strong, just magnetic. Suddenly, every piece of metal in the car is groaning. The engine seizes. The dashboard electronics fry. The car behind them, also full of metal, lurches towards them. It's not that cars are complex. It's that they're full of systems that can be wrecked by one person's random, uncontrollable ability. So we go back to things that are hard to break with a weird mind. Bikes, horses, walking, simple, mechanical stuff. Computers, they live in Faraday cages now, isolated boxes, because someone with the power to manipulate electricity could wipe a server farm just by having a bad day. Now, let me tell you about my friend Alex. Well, she was my friend before all this. Day one, Alex got the power to understand any language. She spent the day listening to birds arguing about real estate. It was hilarious. Day 37, Alex got the power to see the exact moment of any object's creation. She looked at her childhood teddy bear and saw her dad, years ago, fumbling with the sewing machine. She cried for hours. Day 109, her power was to become completely odorless. She said it was the loneliest day of her life. That's the real cost, you know? After the chaos, after we adapt, it eats away at you. Who are you if you're a different set of skills every day? Are you the genius who solved a math problem on Tuesday, or the guy who could only eat rocks on Wednesday? It makes you feel thin, spread out. And here's the thing, it's not all doom. You find bright spots. You have to. I remember hearing about this one town a few months in. A bad storm was coming. That day, the random powers for the town were: one person could generate mild warmth, another could solidify mud for an hour, and a third, a little kid, could make a very loud, sharp whistling noise. Useless, right? But they figured it out. The warmth person kept the elderly comfortable in the storm shelter. The mud shaper reinforced the dam by the river. And the kid? They stood on a roof and whistled, using the sound to scare birds away from the fragile, patched-up power lines. They saved their town. Not with amazing powers, but by being clever with terrible ones. That's who thrives now. The clever, the adaptable, the community-minded. So what's left? What's the new world? It's quieter, slower, less about building towering monuments to the future, and more about getting through today. Together, we don't talk about careers. We talk about what we can do right now. The grand human project of progress? It hit pause, maybe forever, because you can't build a starship when your lead engineer might wake up tomorrow with the power to taste colors and nothing else. We learned a scary, simple lesson. The glue of civilization wasn't law or money or even love. It was predictability, the quiet, boring trust that our bodies and the world would follow the rules. Once that trust broke, the whole delicate machine fell apart. We rebuilt something smaller, something humbler, something that has to be renegotiated every single dawn. So look, tell me, if this was your reality, what kind of person would you become? The one who hides, waiting for a good power? Or the one who steps outside every morning, takes a deep breath of the weird new air, and tries to make something work with whatever the universe handed you? Let me know down below. Me? I'd probably just hope for a good power. Something simple, like always having perfectly ripe avocados. A guy can dream,